Previously on the inventory.
The quantum entanglement dish, or QED as I like to call it. I was able to access something outside of the equestrian infonet.
Hello and welcome everybody to the first installment of the inventory here on KPNY Radio. But it does appear that we're not alone in the universe after all. What brings us here is that there is a subculture movement happening within humanity that has caught our attention. And those humans that are proud to be a part of it call themselves Bronies.
You're still a failure compared to me. Do I smell carrots in here?
Alright, that's it.
Great. He's gonna be out for a while because of this. So what can we get to fill in for him?
Well, what about my other friend?
Fairy Tale is currently indisposed.
Greetings, Debbie Pony. I am Hardcover.
Hey, I just wanted to say that you were really brilliant tonight. Even airing the fight between you and Fairy Tale? I'm glad you made that call.
What do you mean leave the mic on? I never left the mic on. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that fight actually was aired?
That's odd. Well, if you didn't turn the mic on, then who did?
And now for the continuation of the inventory on KPNY.
First I get left in the audio booth while being still tied up to a chair with duct tape. And now my paperwork goes missing. Where did the info sheet go on today's presentation? Ah, there it is. Running under my cup of tea. Tea always calms my nerves. Much better. Alright now. So I'm guessing I'm working with Hardcover today. Oh. So Hardcover isn't presenting today. Well then... Ah! It's sound effects. What? Sound effects? If he's presenting, then who's watching the equipment?
Did I hear my name?
Sound effects? Why are you presenting today? Isn't it Hardcover's job to fill in for Fairy Tale? Besides, aren't you supposed to be working the audio equipment in the QED?
Well, with Fairy Tale still indisposed and Hardcover unable to fill in since he's out teaching in Camelot today. Well, besides, without any presenters, who else would be the logical choice? Plus, you have to listen to all this music I just found. I'm sure everybody else listening today will just love it.
Did you just... Never mind. Who's going to be taking care of the equipment?
Oh, CC's got it. She knows how to work the audio doohickey.
She agreed to this?
Darn it, sound effects, what did I say about calling me back? I'm not too happy about him presenting either, but the show must go on. Also, sound effects, we need to talk after the show.
What about the QED?
Don't you worry your little head about it. Your dear friend Sound Effects has got it covered.
Did any pony else hear that? Anyway.
Less than a minute, they were calling.
Here goes. Good day, Ponyville, and welcome to another hoof-clenching installment of...
Can you clench hooves?
Another hoof-clenching installment of the inventory. Now I'm your...
Just trying to clench them, but it's really not working, Bobby.
Okay, you do it like this. See?
God, why'd you have to hit me?
I barely touched you. What are you, a mare?
Did you hear something?
Anyway, before I get tied up again, I'm your host, Airwaves, here at the inventory on KPNY Radio. Once again, for those of you tuning in, and to those of you tuning in for the first time, we here at the inventory are dedicated to bringing you the most current developments in the Brony community of Earth, by bringing you content created by none other, the Bronies themselves. So for the first time on the inventory, I'd like to welcome the cult behind us all having jobs here.
That's me.
The creator of the quantum entanglement dish, the founder of the great discovery, and reason why we can observe some of them today. Welcome every pony. Sound effects.
Yep, that's me. The great and powerful Sound Effects. I did all of that.
Yes, you did, sound effects. Now, anyway, care to explain how the quantum entanglement dish works to our listeners out there before we continue with our broadcast on your topic at Hoof?
Sure, I'd love to. Well, it all came to me in a dream after I blacked out after I hit my head on the bathroom sink. And that's how Equestria is made.
You know, I just asked you about how the dish worked, not a discussion on Equestria's classical Renaissance movement. Anyway, so what do you have for us today, sound effects?
Well...
Spit it out, Colt!
Okay, well, I just found some music that just blew me away. Just like the music that was played at the end of the royal wedding from What's-Her-Face, the one with the sunglasses in the dark.
You mean Final Scratch? Equestria's famous DJ Pone 3?
Yeah, whatever, she doesn't really matter. But anyway, the music I found was just as awesome, maybe even better.
Well, we'll see about that sound effects now. You did prepare that clip for us, right?
Sure did, got it right here.
You know, listeners can't really hear that with that thing sitting on the table.
No?
You were supposed to get that to Curtain Call.
Oh, right.
Forgive us, Every Pony. We'll be right back after a little bit of music, some messages from our sponsors, and once we have our clips in order.
This portion of the broadcast at KPNY is brought to you by...
This is your local news at KPNY, and I'm your local correspondent, Press Release. It's been almost a year since the repelled changeling invasion, but reports continue of changelings being found across Equestria. Recent studies can help you answer the ever-puzzling question, is your neighbor a changeling in disguise? Details at 11. I'm Press Release.
Have you been savoring sweets that aren't pastries? Perhaps a nice candied apple, or a cinnamon twist, or just a nice hot candy. Or perhaps you have that candy special request that I can make just for you. Step out in the Bon Bon Sweet Shop, where you'll want to put these in your bag.
Vinyl Scratch, the famous DJ from the royal wedding, can be yours for hire. From fashion shows to dance clubs or private gigs, DJ Pone3 will bring the beats and dub the wubs for any occasion for an affordable price. Sunglasses optional.
And we are mostly back here at the inventory. I do have one announcement to make for Every Pony today before we continue forward with our broadcast. We here at KPNY would like to remind Every Pony that winter wrap-up signups will be opening soon. So grab your vests and let's not be late this year.
Yeah, do it the Earth Pony way.
Sound effects? You're a unicorn.
Wait, Oh, yeah, horn.
Anyway, we are now back to the inventory here on KPNY Radio. Remember that if you aren't listening to KPNY Radio, you probably just aren't listening to the radio. And now we finally have that clip ready for every pony. So enjoy!
Or else.
Hit it, curtain call.
Hello everybody, my name is Sound Effects, as you probably know, and today I will be presenting some wonderful music for y'all to hear. The order the songs played are This Day Aria Remix, Becoming Popular, and I Wasn't Prepared for This. So sit back, put your hose up, and enjoy.
Truth is, I don't care for him at all. No, I do not love the groom. In my heart there is no room, but I still want him to be all mine. I'm the creme de la creme, not just another Jane Doe. Yeah, I'm the type of pony every pony should know, should know, should know, should know, should know,
So, who produced all this?
It was made by a Brony by the name of Matthew N., and all of his songs that were featuring are remixes.
In any case, some brilliant productions made by this Brony. I personally love that clip from This Day Aria Remix, integrating that piano into a techno song. I have to admit, I am a bit of a sucker for piano. So, care to explain to me what it was that brought your attention to this music made by this wonderful Brony by the name of Matthew N.?
Yes, I do agree with you on your point about the piano. The grace of a piano combined with the beats of a house-style song meld really well together. Another thing I enjoyed was the overall build-up during the vocals. Although it lacked a large drop of bass seen in the other examples of house music, he made up for the lack of a bass drop by providing a good set of chord progression afterwards, which assisted in escalating the tense feelings that the vocals express.
But there is a subtle grace in not using a bass drop in music like this. It gives that bit of music a little bit more of a clubbish type feel, does it not?
Indeed there is. Sometimes with a song such as this one, the This Day Aria remix that Matthew N. has made, having an emotional vibe, at least to me. There was a very simple build-up between the two vocalists. I almost expected there to be a bass drop, but to my surprise there wasn't. Almost as if to show the tension between the two singers.
Now, while I admit to my knowledge on this song was quite limited compared to yours, but was there any bass drops in the song This Day Aria Remix?
Actually, no in fact. As I listened more, it seemed as if he didn't need it, as compared to many other pieces that are out there that do utilize the motif of dropping the bass, which mind you, there was nothing wrong with that. But he chose to do otherwise, and I feel that gave a nice balance to the song, almost keeping you on edge, expecting it, even though it never comes. Suspenseful, if you will.
Following his This Day Aria remix, there was another song you brought forward that was a tad bit lengthy. What was it called? I believe it was called Becoming Popular. What would you say tickled your fancy on that one?
Well, to be honest, Airwaves, what really did it in for me was the simple and catchy beat of this song, plus the fact that the vocals, at least to me, were well implemented and provided a nice contrast to the beat. But the song really calls out to me after the first 2 minutes.
Why so long into the song? I mean, how long is this piece?
This song is a whopping 9 minutes long.
Huh?
But early on, up until that 2-minute mark, it's rather repetitive to me. Another thing that was on my mind while listening to this song of becoming popular was that I felt, even though the vocals were well implemented, they were a little too spread out, at least to me, but I could definitely see what Matthew N was going for. Outside of that, I really enjoyed the song, especially how he infused different styles and beats.
And, finally, our last song from Matthew N for today's show is I Wasn't Prepared for This, which is also apparently a remix as well, just like the previous two songs. What was it that made this piece stand out to you?
Even though the other two pieces were more subtle in their implementation of bass into their other songs, this one is defined and noticeable. Plus, in my eyes, the song I Wasn't Prepared for This, due to its usage of higher bass, reminds me more of house music and some genres and deviations of dubstep. Plus, his work with the vocals once again and his usage of different beats is very reminiscent of the other pieces we featured, which I guess we could say is Matthew N's signature sound.
Thank you, Sound Effects, for your knowledge that you've brought forward on this brony by the name of Matthew N and his music. And we all here at KPNY would like to thank you for your hard work on studying these few pieces and sharing some insight for us here and to our listeners today.
No problem, Airwaves.
Well, I personally say thank you to you, and in case every pony, that concludes our broadcast for today here at the Inventory. Also, KPNY would also like to remind all our listeners that we shall be featuring Matthew N's music today on our regularly scheduled music broadcast. So do tune in and listen to the full music in all its glory. Anyways, fillies and gentle colts, from all of us here at the Inventory, we do hope that you have a good night, every pony. Say good night, Sound Effects.
Good night, Sound Effects.
To them?
Oh, sorry. My bad. Good night, every pony.
Good job, everybody. That's a wrap. Now, here it is.
Hey, Sound Effects? What the flying feather is a remix?
Beats me. I just figured it was a fancy pants word for music.
Ratings just came in. Listener count is still rising. And once again, it seems the pre-credit sequence is still a popular point.
What are you talking about?
Some pony keeps accidentally leaving the microphone on in the booth before actually recording is supposed to begin. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Hey, what? What are you talking about? I've never even touched the mic. The entire time I've only been handling the audio equipment and oh, crap.
What do you mean, oh crap?
Well, you see, I kind of sort of maybe connected the quantum entanglement dish to the station's equipment. I thought it would boost the signal and help us with our Brony research, but it's slightly possible that when the QED gets switched on before the broadcast, well, so might everything else.
Ugh, dang it, Sound Effects. Why do you have to be such a... Ugh. Well, I guess I can't complain too much since it's helping our ratings. But let's just keep this between us three for now. I don't want to risk the boss finding out about this.
Yeah, I agree.